Before the pharaoh wakes, the river stirs. The Nile is the artery of existence, breathing life into the desert silence. Fishermen cast their nets into the dark waters. For the common man, the day begins not with ceremony, but with survival. The waterfowl rise from the marshes. Nature here is abundant, a gift constantly renewed by the flood cycles. Farmers, the backbone of the empire, arrive at their plots. The black earth, the Kemet, is ready for labor. Water is lifted from the canals. The rhythmic creak of the shaduf marks the tempo of rural life. Beasts of burden draw the plow. Every grain harvested is counted, taxed, and stored. In the mud-brick villages, smoke rises from cooking fires. Bread is baked before the heat of the day becomes unbearable. Emmer wheat is ground into flour. This bread will feed the workers, the soldiers, and the priests. Conical loaves are placed in clay ovens. The diet of the Nile is simple, consistent, and sustaining. Children, heads shaved save for the sidelock of youth, play by the canal. Their time for labor will come soon enough. Closer to the city, the administrative class awakens. A scribe prepares his palette, the tool of his power. The gates of Thebes swing open. Merchants and travelers from the delta flood in. The temples dominate the skyline. They are not merely places of worship, but the economic engines of the state. Only the purified may enter the inner sanctum. Shaved priests, bathed in the sacred lake, begin the rituals. Ritual purity is paramount. The sacred lake reflects the cosmos, a mirror for the gods. The god awakens. The clay seal is broken, the bolt drawn. The statue is treated as a living being. Incense rises to carry prayers to the heavens. Frankincense and myrrh, imported from distant Punt. Outside the sacred walls, the profane world bustles. The marketplace is a cacophony of haggling and trade. Clay is the plastic of the ancient world. Pots for water, beer, and grain are stacked high. Currency is not coin, but weight. Deben of copper or silver are measured against goods. Cleanliness is godliness. Open-air barbers shave heads with bronze razors to ward off lice and heat. Egyptian linen is famous for its fineness, from the rough cloth of the worker to the translucent royal weave. Traders bring luxury: leopard skins, ostrich feathers, and ebony wood from the south. Nothing happens without record. A scribe sits cross-legged, documenting transactions for the tax collectors. The lifeline of trade is the donkey. Caravans arrive from the desert oases, laden with salt and natron. In the workshops, beer is brewed. Thick, nutritious, and safer than water, it is the staple drink of the people. The mash is strained. The result is a porridge-like liquid, essential for the laborers' rations. Meat is a luxury for the wealthy or for festival days, but the butchers are always busy. Wood is scarce and precious. Carpenters fit cedar and acacia with masterful joinery, using no nails. Mortise and tenon, dovetails. The techniques perfected here will last for millennia. Gold, the flesh of the gods. Craftsmen beat it into sheets and wire for the nobility. Lapis lazuli, turquoise, and carnelian. Semi-precious stones are cut and set into pectorals. The art of glass is new and guarded. Silica and ash are transformed into vessels of vibrant blue. Women dominate the textile industry. Vertical looms hum with the sound of the beater. Papyrus reeds are woven into sandals, footwear for the scorching sand. Midday approaches. The river is crowded. Barges carrying stone, skiffs carrying fish. The pharaoh's officials travel in style. Cedar hulls and painted cabins shield them from the sun. Against the current, muscle prevails. Rowers stroke in unison to the beat of a drum. Danger lurks in the shallows. Sobek, the crocodile god, must be respected. More dangerous still is the hippopotamus, a symbol of chaos, hunted by kings. Women come to the river's edge. Water is heavy, and the journey home is long. In the granaries, the reckoning happens. Scribes tally the harvest. There is no escaping the state. A wooden scoop measures the wealth of the land. Grain is the currency of wages. Disputes are common. A farmer pleads his case, but the scribe's record is final. The path to power is literacy. Be a scribe, the fathers tell their sons, for he controls all. The Meduneter, the words of God, beautiful, complex, and eternal. The royal district is a city within a city. Guards stand watch. The pharaoh is near. Inside, the desert is tamed. Lush gardens, exotic flowers, and cool ponds create a paradise. The vizier, the pharaoh's right hand, carries the burden of the state. He moves with the weight of empire. Envoys from Babylon, Hatti, and Crete wait in the halls. They bring tribute and treaties. The audience hall is designed to awe. Floors painted with enemies, so the pharaoh may trample them. The living Horus, he sits upon the throne, a bridge between the earth and the sky. The great royal wife, essential for the balance of Mayat. Her influence whispers in the king's ear. Music softens the air. Harps and flutes play ancient melodies to soothe the court. Scented wax cones melt slowly on wigs, releasing perfume of lily and myrrh. Wine from the Delta vineyards is poured, a drink for the gods and their children. Fan bearers on the king's right hand, a title of high honor, keeping the air moving in the stifling heat. The army is the arm of the pharaoh. Generals discuss logistics, supply lines, and border forts. The chariot corps is the elite strike force, lightweight, fast, and deadly. Bronze is cast into khopesh swords. The edges are honed to a razor sharpness. Nubian archers, the best in the world, train the recruits. Accuracy is paramount. Far from the luxury, the stone is cut. Tura limestone, Aswan granite. The work is brutal. Copper chisels and stone mauls. Chip by chip, the mountain is moved. Dehydration is the enemy. Water carriers run constantly between the lines of men. The sledges are heavy. Mud is poured to slick the path. Heave! The foreman cries. The overseer of works checks the angles. A plummet and square ensure perfection. A single piece of granite, cut from the bedrock. An engineering marvel destined for the temple. Granite is too hard for bronze. It must be pounded with balls of dolerite, hour after hour. At midday, the work pauses. Onions, bread, and beer restore the strength of the crew. Mud brick ramps rise against the temple walls. As the wall grows, so does the ramp. The stone is not left bare. Artists follow the carvers, bringing the gray rock to life with color. Malachite for green, ochre for red. The colors of Egypt are the colors of the earth. The king looks out over his creation, statues meant to last forever. The afternoon heat is a physical weight. The air shimmers, the pace slows. In the homes of the nobles, life retreats to the cool of the central courtyard. Senate, the game of passing, a pastime, but also a meditation on the afterlife. The cat, protector of the home, watches, revered for killing snakes and pests. Preparations for the evening meal begin. Duck, figs, and garlic. Illness is a disruption of Maya. A physician mixes remedies, heart medicine, heart magic. Protection is worn against the skin, an amulet of Bes or Toret for the household. Ra begins his descent. The shadows lengthen across the valley. The fields empty. Men and beasts trudge homeward, their labor done. The river washes away the dust of the fields and the quarries. Oil lamps are filled. Castor oil and salt to reduce the smoke. The night belongs to the flame. At the temple, the god is prepared for sleep. The day's rituals are reversed. The footprints are swept away. The sanctuary must remain pure and untouched until dawn. The city of the living prepares for rest. The city of the dead, on the west bank, begins to wake. The tombs of the kings are guarded. The Magi patrol the cliffs, watching for robbers. In the Per Nefer, the house of beauty, the embalmers work. Death is but a transition. Linen bandages, prayers woven into every layer. To preserve the form is to preserve the soul. A funeral procession moves to the tomb. Professional mourners wail and throw dust on their heads. The ritual of the opening of the mouth. The senses are restored so the spirit may eat and drink. The tomb is sealed. Inside, the walls are alive with the journey of the afterlife. The living do not forget. They feast with their ancestors, drinking to their memory. Back in the city, the wealthy enjoy a banquet. Wine flows freely. Dancers move acrobatically. The celebration of life is as important as the preparation for death. To be drunk is to be close to the goddess Hathor. Excess is sometimes a form of worship. Stories are told. Tales of Sinuhe, of magicians, of the old kingdom. In the worker's hut, the meal is quieter. Bread, onions, maybe a dried fish. The house is hot. The family sleeps on the roof, under the cooling breeze. The headrest protects the sleeper's head and hairstyle, a hard pillow for a hard life. The priests of the night watch the sky. They track the deacons, the stars that tell the time. Nut, the sky goddess, swallows the sun and gives birth to the stars. The cosmos is a body. The temple never truly sleeps. Guards patrol, and the hourly rituals are performed. Dreams are messages. A sleeper tosses, visited by spirits or gods. Beyond the green strip of the Nile, the red land belongs to chaos and silence. Anubis prowls the edges. The jackal's cry reminds the living of their mortality. In the underworld, Ra battles the serpent Apep. The sun must die to be reborn. The river flows on, indifferent to the dreams of men. It is the only constant. The darkest hour. The air is cold. The fires have burned down to embers. Before the sun returns, the cycle begins again. The baker kneads the dough. The morning star heralds the return of Ra. Hope is renewed. The priests rise. The purification begins. The song of the morning is sung. The horizon ignites. The battle in the underworld is won. The baboons chatter at the rising sun, the first worshippers of the day. The Ben stone catches the light. The pyramids burn with the glory of the sun. The city wakes. The noise returns. The wheel of life turns. The Sphinx watches. It has seen 1,000 days like this. It will see 1,000 more. Generations pass like water, but the land remains. This was a day in Egypt, a single grain of sand in the hourglass of eternity.